Well, hey, howdy, hi, my Lot Pod family. On today's episode, creatine, teen. Alrighty, so yes, let's talk about creatine, shan't we? As a runner, you've probably said something along the lines of, I need to get in some more strength training. I got to work out. I got to get these leg muscles built up for all the hiking. However, I don't want to gain any more weight or put on muscle mass, so it's harder to, more weight to carry around. I don't need that. What do I do? That's when we'll talk about creatine and the benefits that it has that I agree with, that I like, that I've used, especially for like lean muscle and energy and functioning and all that kind of stuff. Again, no, I'm not a doctor or nutritionist or anything like that. This is stuff that I've researched in my own opinion and all that good stuff. So as we proceed, here we go. What it's not real quick is a BCAA or branch chain amino acid. If you've heard of BCAAs a lot or take those, that's also a supplement that's kind of popular. Mixed drinks, not mixed drinks, but mixing it into your drinks or your protein. A lot of proteins have a BCAA kind of compound like built. It's in there with it because it works with protein so well. Same thing along with creatine. It goes with protein, and usually the goals that you're trying to achieve with protein goes along the lines of growing muscle mass, recovery. With creatine, that helps more along the lines of a little bit of like hydration. We'll get into that later too. But it function and energy and also muscle growth or like lean muscle. So what it's not is a BCAA, and it's not an amino acid. It is made up of amino acids. I believe 3 of them or whatever, but it helps produce ATP or adenosine triphosphate. So I believe it's because of the 3 amino acids it's made up of. So when things start functioning in the body, the creatine produces phosphate, and then it produces something after that, and that becomes the ATP. I believe that's the 3 steps, but essentially ATP is energy. And that's what we want, right? Energy equals work, output, more energy, more function, more good things with this. So creatine is also one of the most studied and safest supplements to take because it is natural. It is occurring in your body. Your cells are making it right now. It's not grown in a lab and some wild, big brand company wanting to make money and creating some terrible poison for your body. Creatine is already in your body, and it works to produce and make this energy and to work with your muscles, right? So it's one that I take. I use it along with like fish oil and B12, probably one of the other most common and wild and like studied and simple supplements. Fish oil obviously is not produced in your body, but B12 is one of those essential vitamins. It's you probably have heard that if you're going to take anything, you might as well take B12. It's just another one of those energy and kind of all over health good things. There's really not a lot of negative. Back with creatine, as far as negative, if you take a lot, yes, anything, same thing with B12 or water for that much. Too much of anything when it gets pushed through your body, either it's going to, hurt your kidneys because it has to filter and do more work because you're putting more into it, right? And the same thing, like I said, with too much water helps flush your body and pulls too much stuff out of it. And we want to keep some of those good things. Now it's not a protein. So like where protein is going to help the muscle growth and recovery. So you've got those tears in the muscles, and now protein is going to help put those babies back together and make them bigger. And then you have a higher ceiling, I guess, for strength, where creatine helps like build strength, or let you have more strength. I'd put it that way. How about that? You have the potential to use more of the strength that you have built up with protein or in your muscles, right? You can have more energy during the workout with creatine, and it can help with muscle growth because it works so well with protein. And the BCAAs is kind of back to where we started. It's really an all around thing, an all around good thing. Creatine, you may have heard of something about this loading phase. Why do I have to load? What's this soaking in creatine kind of thing? Can I just take it? Or is it just good for men? Does it have the same effects for women? Yes to that. It's good for all humans, again, because it's naturally in your body. The loading phase or steps is usually about a week of taking in 20 to 25 grams of creatine a day at around 7 grams or no more than 10 really at a time in a day. And what that does is help to like rapidly get into your muscles and saturate everything to get them kind of primed and ready to have the full benefits that creatine can give you. And it's safe to do so. It's fine. Once you've got like a separate gas tank ready for creatine to be put in. And then once it's full, that separate gas tank, it has, again, the higher potential to make more energy and do the good things we want. During loading with the creatine, something that's noted, you could have gained a couple pounds. That's because what it does is kind of pulls a lot of water into your muscles. So you have this water retention. People can gain water weight. Again, back to being a runner, something that's going to help me hold water into my muscles or keep me hydrated, right? Especially if you sweat a lot, if it's during the summer or things like that. Sounds like a pretty good, another kind of perk, right? You're gaining weight though, right? Well, you have more weight on you, so that's heavier for you to carry around on your legs. That's just for a certain amount of time. I do believe once again, that's the saturation point. Once it kind of gets worked in, and that's kind of in there and common. The benefits up to within 3 or 6 months. I think it's pretty quick. The quick is like 3 months. You're going like the studies have shown great growth of lean muscle, particularly. So creatine still showing a lot of good signs here. If you're not taking it, how about this one? Also really good for the brain. As one of these things that is naturally in your body. There's a portion of it. Most of it is in your muscles, but there is some in your brain. Helps with like essential functioning of the brain. Studies have shown or have been leading in the directions of, because of this kind of primed, ready brain stage, has a wider highway for everything to pass through and easier to flow through and all that good stuff. Helps against Alzheimer's, epilepsy, even Parkinson's. It's another big win. How great is that, right? So if you're now curious about creatine and you're thinking about it, I would say look into it, but there's a handful of varieties of creatine, if that's the right way to say it. Monohydrate is the most, like that's the standard and the best one. I believe that's most easily absorbed into your body and put to use. It's kind of more ready to go. The other versions, I don't know too much about them, but I know that when hearing about these and studying, that's the one that is always suggested. That's the most common one, the more natural, I guess, one. But with whatever company brand that you're looking at when you're going to purchase this, and it comes in powder, scoops into your water, like I said, you can drink, or there is pills version of it as well. I think it's the amount you have to take is easier, like one scoop versus like 3 or so many pills, whatever. And if you're drinking it, I'll put it in my coffee. If you're just having some water, you chug it. And you need to take it with water because it's pulling water into your muscles and everything else. But very simple to take. It's also tasteless. I don't know if they have any flavored ones. It really doesn't taste like anything. It just has there's like a gritty texture in it, depending on how much you mix it or not. I don't put too much in it. I put a little bit in my glass of water, or I put all 5 to 7 grams in a glass of water, and just drink the water or in coffee and stuff, or your protein shake. That's probably the best thing to do. Back to the styles of it, monohydrate. With the brand, a lot of the stuff can be not so regulated. I suppose, as far as like they're double checking that they're actually using monohydrate creatine, that they're actually sourcing it from this place. Now they could have monohydrate on the label, and there's monohydrate in it, but it's 1%, and 99% of it is whatever, some kind of filler or sodium something or whatever. That's the kind of dumb stuff that you got to double check and look into. So just make sure, if you're going to do it, that's all it takes is a little research. There's a handful of like third-party companies that give supplement and health brands and things, like their logo, their stamp of approval. So when you see that stamp, it's been checked by them, by a third party, and it's like, yes, it is what it says it is, good to go. So I would look into that, but know that creatine is super helpful for your muscle growth, for holding into water and help, I think, against cramps and also recovery because it works with protein so well. It's not an amino acid, but is made from amino acids. It's natural in your body. It's super safe. It's very studied. I would definitely look into it. Go for monohydrate and give creatine a try. All right, guys. May the dirt be forever under your feet.